let me get there, that all occupations, computer and technology, security, computer and cybersecurity sits at the top out of that. Now, I'll tell you, it's not all about the money. There is a whole lot to being happy in the job and doing what you like, but it's certainly nice to be able to earn a good wage and be able to buy the things that you want to buy for yourselves. So, what are the types of jobs that are out there? A whole bunch of things, okay? Just like in medicine, you have foot doctors and stomach doctors and brain doctors. Well, in cybersecurity, it's the same thing. It doesn't mean just one thing, it's all over the place. There are people that write policies, there are people that do forensics investigations, there are people that work in the network operations center and they look for viruses. And they look for, has somebody broken into the computers, kind of like CPI. You guys know what CPI is? That's the security company. That somebody, that for the cameras and the alarms on your house. Okay? See our map here? Anybody tell me what the dark blue state is right here in the middle? Come on, somebody in one of my geography. Virginia. Okay? How about the little dark blue state that sits on top of Virginia? Maryland. And what's in between Virginia and Maryland? Washington, D.C. Good job for knowing your geography. What happens in Washington, D.C.? We have the president there, we have Congress there, we have our Supreme Court there. That is our seat of government for the entire country, and that is where there is a lot of information that needs to be protected from other countries and other people that may want to use that information to cause us harm. Look at the bullseye. What's right in the middle of the bullseye?
South Carolina.
South Carolina and us, right here in Aiken County. The governor came down in March and he said Aiken County is the cyber center of the universe. That this area right here, because of all the things that are happening, there are a lot of things happening in this area about cybersecurity, and I bet Miss Sarah is just chomping at the bit to tell you about some of the things in the new Innovation Center, as an example. So, right now in South Carolina, there are more than 2,000 jobs that they can't fill because there just aren't enough people to fill it. They call that a negative unemployment rate. That means there are more jobs than there are people to fill them. So, if you are a student that graduates from high school that may consider going to like Aiken Technical College, you can do 2 years of school there, and actually, I think Mr. Simmons might tell you, you might be able to get some of your college credits in high school if you're smart. So there is a program called Day of Cyber that I don't think I should advertise too much, that we did a statewide program. Have you guys ever heard of LBC? You play them in football or basketball? Okay, last year they were the #1 middle school in all of South Carolina in getting their students through the cyber program, because they recognize how important it is because of all of the jobs that are going to come to Augusta and North Augusta and Aiken and Jackson and New Ellenton and all of these small communities, because not only do we have to support Savannah River, but now we've got to help support Fort Gordon and all the things that are happening out of Fort Gordon. So we were able at the school board to be able to give out some big checks. We gave a $1,000 technology award to the middle schools last year. Young Jackson here actually got a week's worth of Minecraft summer camp at USC Aiken. I know. Who would have thought that they actually did that kind of thing, huh? So, and the last thing as I wrap up, I will encourage you guys, one of the best ways to learn, one of the best ways to demonstrate your skills is through games, is through playing online games and online computer games. So in Charleston every year they do something called Palmetto Cyber Defense Competition. And there are 8 high schools and 8 colleges and 8 pro teams, and they all go into this big room, and the National Guard goes into this little room and they attack all of their computers. And their job all day long is to defend their network and not let the bad guys bring their computers down. Not everybody gets to get into that, and I was looking for my other colleague, she walked out. The way you get to be at PCDC is if you qualify. Okay, and you know how you qualify? Through Cyber Patriot. And you guys, right here in your own school, you've got your own Cyber Patriot teams. So if you're interested, yes, we have people who can give you information and applications if you're so interested that you can join your school Cyber Patriot team. One of the other competitions they do is a digital forensics competition. And so forensics means investigation. And that's kind of like a treasure hunt. And you're given a whole bunch of things that you have to go figure out and find out on the computer. We gave a $1,000 scholarship to the student last year that won that competition as well. Any of you guys do Scouts? Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Webelos, etc.? I saw one hand go up. Really? Okay. You can look behind you all you want. I saw you pointing at you. So last year we did a Boy Scout camp, and we did engineering, and we did robotics, and we did game design and electronics, and we actually had Phineas and Ferb show up that actually taught a little bit of the lessons there. Okay? Any of you guys like to draw? Okay? We do a poster contest every year. The winners of the poster contest, actually their submissions get made into big posters, and the top 13, so in South Carolina we collect all the posters, we send them up to Washington DC, and they get put into a national competition, and the 13 winners get put into a calendar. So there's a number one gets put on the front, like the owl here, and the owl is saying, do you know who you're talking to on the internet? So we will share with your administrators and your art teachers here. If you're interested, you can create your own cybersecurity and cyber safety posters, submit them to the contest, and maybe you too could get your entry put into the national calendar. So with that, I've kind of set the stage talking about jobs and careers and salaries, and I'm going to turn the stage over